of the class that we should hear from the authority and we should not hear from anybody else. So what do you mean by authority, or how do I know that person is correct or wrong, whoever I'm taking guidance?
So whenever that's a very nice question. In order to, especially in spiritual life, if we have to identify the authority, there are three things that Srila Prabhupada has given us, which the Vedas also say, is that we must have the this sadhu, shastra, and um, guru. Guru, sadhu, shastra. These are the three check and balance system that we must have. If someone says that I'm the authority, I'm guru, I will tell you about spiritual life, I will tell you about God, then we hear from that person and we check whether what he's saying is it in line with what the shastra is saying, which means when the guru says something, he should always back it up with shastra. And if you read Srila Prabhupada's books, hear Srila Prabhupada's lectures, you'll see everywhere that he says something, immediately he'll back it up with Bhagavad Gita verse or a verse from Bhagavatam or different quotations. And not just shastra, whatever the guru says, it should be in sync with what the previous acharyas or other sadhus are also saying. Now, if we read shastra, then we must check with guru and sadhu, because there are three things: guru, sadhu, shastra. When we hear from guru, we should check with sadhu and shastra. When we hear from shastra, which is the scriptures, we should check with guru, and we check our understanding with guru and sadhus, because sometimes we may read and we may understand something else. I remember the first time I read Bhagavad Gita, when I was not introduced to the devotees, I just got a book because my mother went to a program and they got a Hindi Bhagavad Gita, and she gave it to me. I was reading Bhagavad Gita, and I did not have any association of devotees, but what I understood from that Bhagavad Gita was completely different than what I understood after meeting the devotees and hearing from the devotees. Because it was Srila Prabhupada's Bhagavad Gita, but when I read it without any proper context, of course I got the message: we must chant the Hare Krishna mantra, we are servant of servants of the Lord, and devotional service. But while reading Bhagavad Gita on my own, I was also interpreting Srila Prabhupada's words and instructions based on what I wanted to hear. But then when I came in the association of devotees, a lot of those things got clarified. So if we read anything from Shastra, we must check it with Guru and Sadhu. And if we hear anything from a Sadhu, we must check with Guru and Shastra. So if any authority is able to stand this test of Guru, Sadhu, Shastra, then we can accept. Because if you go out on the street and you ask someone, my dear sir, do you know about medulla oblongata? That person will say, well, this seems like a medical term. Maybe you should go and ask a doctor. If you ask someone on the street, do you know anything about the Einstein's theory of relativity? They'll say, well, you should ask a physicist. I know a little bit, but I don't think I'm an authority. But if you go out on the street and ask a person, do you know about God? They'll say, yeah. Everyone has an opinion of God. God is light. God is this. God is that. I am God. You are God. So many different opinions. That time they won't say, you know what, about spiritual subject matter, you must go to an authority. So in order to understand the Vedas, we have to understand how to understand Vedas from the Vedas itself. And there are 4 sampradayas that are authorized in Padma Puran: the Shri Sampradaya, the Kumar Sampradaya, the Brahma Sampradaya, and Rudra Sampradaya. So anyone who says I'm an authority, you should ask him, you're from which Sampradaya? He should be able to say, This is my guru's guru is this, my guru's guru is this, his guru is this, and this is how I've received knowledge all the way from Krishna. And Srila Prabhupada explains that very clearly. Sometimes someone says about God, we should ask him, what is your, who is your guru? Many times there itself they fail the test. They say, oh, I don't have any guru, I'm just saying it myself. Or sometimes they'll say, oh, I have a guru and he is from the Himalayas and such guru. Then you should ask, who is your guru's guru? And who is your guru's guru? And then he will, at some point, if it does not end or start from Krishna, then we know that this is not proper authority. And once we have identified who this proper authority is, then we should hear from them submissively, hearing from bona fide authority. Does that make sense? Does that answer your question, Mataji?
Yes, Prabhuji. Thank you so much for detailed answer. Thank you. Hare Krishna.